Hey, cool. We are rolling. So, Tommy, can you give an introduction on who you are and what you do, please?
All right, my name is Tommy Clark. I'm founder and CEO at Compound Content Studio. We are a B2B content agency specifically focused on LinkedIn ghostwriting for B2B tech companies.
Nice, lovely. So, just give the high level rundown of like what were you doing before working with us? What state was the business in? Your YouTube channel?
Mhm.
Just paint that sort of picture.
Yeah, so before working with you guys on the business side, I think we're just about to hit $1 million in ARR. So more in the earlier days. This is, I think, over a year ago at this point.
Yeah.
And on the YouTube side, I had been trying my hand at YouTube even before starting the agency. I had done a few different YouTube channels and had played around with doing videos on the platform before. I was fairly comfortable in front of the camera, but um, had zero sort of strategy in terms of optimizing thumbnails, packaging. I just didn't have the time or the bandwidth to do any of that with how busy the agency was trying to serve clients, hire people, train people, you know the deal. So it was very, very bare bones. It was good in that people would come through our sales funnel and like once they found me, they'd go to my YouTube channel and watch a video or two before talking to me. So that was very helpful. But we weren't finding many new people through YouTube at the time, and I just had no time to do it myself.
Mm. Okay. So, yeah, business was just about at like the 1 mil per year
Yeah.
mark, 1 mil ARR, and then YouTube channel posting there. Like the content was helpful because obviously it was long form content, but like from
Yeah.
an actual YouTube growth standpoint, there wasn't really anything there. Like we were pretty much from scratch in terms of actual presence on YouTube. Um, so yeah, so like like what problems were you actually trying to solve at the time when, it ultimately led you to working with us, both business and YouTube related?
Yeah, I think YouTube related, like I mentioned, it's lack of bandwidth. Didn't have time. I know I was very confident in YouTube as a channel already. Like I knew it would be very valuable to us. I just did not have the time or expertise to do it myself. My business is mainly focused on LinkedIn content for founders. So that's our main lead generation channel, or was our main lead generation channel at the time. And that's where I had the most expertise. So like that's where my time was best spent on the marketing side. But I knew YouTube was very valuable and I wanted to get into it. I just didn't have the time. And then from a business standpoint, like I mentioned, LinkedIn was the channel that was driving a lot of our lead generation. But I wanted to start to branch out a bit and build some redundancy in my funnel so that if something were to happen on LinkedIn, if the algorithm went to crap or um, if something happened, if my account, God forbid, got banned, like I would have some sort of backup. And YouTube felt like the next natural step there. And then just looking ahead to as we continue to grow. Again, I'm repeating myself here, but like I just knew how powerful YouTube could be, and I wanted to get on it then before I really needed it, so I could start to get the reps in and get good at it and build it.
Yeah. Okay. So like, really, it was so diversifying the lead flow from just
Yeah.
being purely LinkedIn. Obviously that was really driving the business, but diversifying that, and then obviously like kind of having that long form content to actually supplement the LinkedIn and just everything else that you were doing, just because of the power of YouTube. But then the reason why you hadn't really focused on that up to then was because of the capacity side of things, and you just didn't have like the right team, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So obviously, we then ended up speaking as a result of that, and then, kind of throughout that process of considering working with us, what hesitations or doubts did you have when, you were considering working with us, whether you were, just deciding against whether doing it yourself and with us, or with us, or with other vendors instead, or like, or was there no hesitations and doubts? Yeah, let me know on that. Always useful to know.
I mean, to be honest, there really was no hesitation or doubt. Like,
Cool.
I was already pretty sold on YouTube as a channel, so it was a matter of picking someone to work with. And then I don't think we talked to another agency. Maybe I should have. I don't know, but I'm happy with how it turned out. But I really didn't have any hesitation. You had the results to back it up with other channels you worked with. And yeah, I was already sold on the channel, so I was pretty much bought in from day one.
Cool. Okay, nice. So then, in terms of results, then, so like, what results have we achieved in terms of YouTube channel growth, but also the business side of things and the actual real business impact, which is ultimately that, all which we actually care about in the end, and like specific numbers where we can as well. So, MRR added,
Mhm.
channel growth numbers, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, as far as channel growth, I think we started. I forget if it was like below or just over 1,000
It was
subscribers.
below, yeah. I think it was like a 500, something like
Okay,
that.
so we've gone from like 500 to over 10,000 now. I think we're at 10.6,
Yeah,
10.7K. Maybe 11. I don't know if we've hit it since the last video went live.
10.7. Yeah.
But 10.7. So we've grown quite a bit. And then baseline performance of each video has gone up. We've had quite a few outliers that have hit 10, 20, 30. I think we've even had like a 60 or 70K video in there
Yeah.
somewhere. Maybe it hit 100. I'm not sure yet, but
Mhm.
quite a few outliers. So very happy about that. And then on the business side, I'd say we get between 5 and 10 leads a week from YouTube right now, which for a service-based business like us is pretty high ticket. Like that's very solid. We're only posting one YouTube video a week. So we went from not getting any leads at all from YouTube, and YouTube was more of like a nurture channel for us. Leads would watch YouTube after they found me through LinkedIn or a referral to now getting 5 to 10 leads a week from YouTube, just straight organic. So that's had a pretty big impact on the business. And then the business as a whole has gone from just under 1 million to just over 2 million. So we've just over doubled.
Lovely. Nice.
Um, a mix of YouTube, LinkedIn, client referrals, but YouTube has definitely played a big part in helping us continue to support that growth.
Mhm. Okay, cool. So yeah, so like subs wise, essentially from zero YouTube presence with 500 subscribers because of your like existing audience and just all the efforts
Yeah.
you currently put in to now, at over 10K. Really probably one of, if not the most prominent channels in the actual LinkedIn niche right now. And business result wise, 5 to 10 leads per week. Obviously, that those actually being valuable leads and not just like random opt-ins.
Yeah.
Um, and uh,
Yeah,
and
I'll also add too, we've gotten, especially recently, the uptick, and this is more on me because I've actually given you guys a lead
yeah,
magnet to put in
mhm,
the comments, but like, it's the biggest source of newsletter subscribers that we have right now. And I'd say in the past 2 months, probably generated 500 new subscribers per month.
nice.
So very happy about that as well.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot. That's great. Just as like an additional thing as well. So yeah, so like good results there, and so like it's been getting like a good ROI directly from a YouTube standpoint, getting a good ROI there. But then also it's been feeding into like all the other sales and marketing efforts that you've been doing just through being good long form content, and also just having the brand on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool, lovely stuff. Congrats on the 1 to 2 mil. It's good progress in that time frame. Um. Lovely. So, I guess how do you see that we helped you achieve that success? I know you mentioned like kind of just the capacity side of things and not being able to do YouTube yourself and having that team in
Mhm.
place. But I guess aside from that, like, where do you feel like we actually helped? Like, how have we been able to help you actually succeed and see
Yeah.
results on YouTube?
Yeah, I think there's a few things. So one is the capacity. That's
Yeah,
an obvious one. I think a lot of agency owners or founders in general will resonate with that.
yeah,
Two is the ideation and packaging. Like you guys send me fresh ideas on like a weekly basis pretty much, and I'm able to go in and pick the ones that I want to record. And they're all very relevant. I never really feel like I have to send any back or like they're not like relevant to me. If I ever do push back on any of them, like it's just a personal preference that I have.
mm,
But it's super helpful to have that fresh batch of ideas. And then really all I have to do in this entire process is review the script a bit. I'll add in a few examples just that only I would know. And then I'll sit down and record. And that's pretty much all I do in this process. You guys handle the packaging, ideation, all the editing. Um, the editing itself has been a massive step up from what I was doing before. Before it was just like very simple jump cuts, no animations, no visuals, nothing.
yeah.
Now it is on par with the best creators in my category and on YouTube. So very happy with that. Um, and then actually handling the posting, A/B testing thumbnails and titles, like all the YouTube things I know I should be doing, but just don't have the time to. You guys have been able to handle for me. And like my job is pretty much take a pass at the script, get my ass in the seat and film once a week, which I'm not always the best at. I think the other thing too is like you guys help keep me accountable because I'm paying you every month and like I want to make sure that I'm getting the most out of it.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would have been as consistent as I have been on YouTube were I not working with you guys.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Like just from investing into it alone, like you're gonna do it, because you're spending money
Yeah.
there, and also like we will hold accountable, follow up, and these sort of things. But I think I think it's important to mention that you are good with recording. Like I wouldn't undermine that. I think it's important for like other people to know as well that you do still have to put effort into the videos, right? It's not like it's not some automation service where we're just like running the channel for you and you just sit there and
Yeah.
read a script that we've wrote for you word for word, right? Even we might write full scripts for some clients because that's what they want, but even still, there's some level of input needed there, and the more input, the better. So I think that's important too, and you do a great job of that. We're just enabling you to do the other things and do them right as well, right? Because obviously you're not like a YouTube expert. You're an expert at LinkedIn and content and that side of things. So yeah, that makes sense. I'm curious, like, what specifically made you decide to do business with us? Like, was there a specific reason why you pulled the trigger?
I think I saw the Instantly case study. That was one factor, and then I
Uh-huh.
had seen you enough times on like Twitter, I think was the
Yeah,
channel.
that's yeah,
That I knew from what I saw that like you're pretty good at what you do. And I think you had enough like real case studies that um I felt confident in your ability to do great work for us.
cool. Yeah, yeah. I know we were. Yeah, it was on Twitter where I think that's where we. I think I sent you like a free thumbnail or something like that, and then that's how it
Yeah.
just sort of from there. But we knew each other before that. Um, And so, so the area where you found the most value then from what we've been doing together, like you'd say that's just taking things hands off from you, or like, is there one specific area where you found the most value and like you feel like has, yeah, made it
I think
worth the
I think
investment?
like before and after filming, I mean it's pretty much the entire process, but like
Yeah.
the packaging and then the editing itself have been
Mhm.
the biggest value adds because I just know I wouldn't be able to do those at the level that you guys are able to with the time that I have or the time that my team has. Um, so yeah, I
Mhm.
think those are the best. Those are the areas that stand out. Like for me, like the scripts are probably where I spend the most time still, like adding my own input. Like you mentioned earlier, like there's still input that's needed.
Absolutely.
And like being a writer and copywriter myself, like I probably still spend the most time like making adjustments to the script, adding in examples and like making tweaks there. But with the titles and thumbnails and then the actual editing itself, like that has been insanely valuable to me. And
Mhm.
I don't think we would be able to replicate that without building out an entire content team in-house, which uh, I would not want to do at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like at this point, we're spending over like 50K a month on just YouTube research and strategy alone, and
Yeah.
like the packaging and the thumbnail side of things, not even to mention editing. So it's like to get that same system in-house, you'd have to spend the same amount or more, and you'd have to spend that just as wisely as what we're spending it, which obviously, if you're not a
Yeah.
YouTube expert, it's pretty difficult to do. So yeah, because like the packaging, the titles and the thumbnails, that's by far the most important part, right? Like these certain videos that we're doing that are doing really well, we've seen these formats do well in other niches, and the only reason we're able to see those is because of all the research that we do. And the only reason we do that much research is because we have our internal team who's doing that research. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. And like, how likely are you to recommend us? And why should someone listening potentially take action right now?
Oh, I mean, for rating out of 10, I'd say 10 out of 10. If someone's interested in YouTube and like doesn't know where to start, I think you guys are a great resource. I think the only reason I wouldn't recommend is if they already have a content team in-house and like
Yeah.
they're like dialed and they have this set up, awesome. But if someone is wanting to start YouTube, they don't have editing capacity or ability, or they don't understand YouTube as well as an expert would, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. Um, so yeah, I would say I'd highly recommend. Like if whenever founder friends of mine come to me asking for YouTube, like I'm sending them your way.
Cool. Appreciate it. No, that means a lot. And yeah, like if you got a dialed in YouTube channel, then you don't need us.
Yeah, it's like if you have a content team, someone who can do it, like awesome. It's just and because we work with founders on LinkedIn, I run into the same thing. It's like if you find a writer or a content lead who can do it, I'm super happy for you. Go for it. But it's just really hard to find people who get it. And especially if you're standing up a channel from scratch, there's a lot of benefit in working with someone who has done it for dozens of people.